Hello there, a very good evening and welcome to Primetime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct, of course, from our News First studios here in Colombo. I'm Charlene Benedict and with me is my co-anchor Bernadine Jaisingh. Good evening, Bernadine.
Good evening, Charlene, and a very good evening to you. Let's now take a look at headlines.
Prime Minister Wickremesinghe summons close associates to temple trees. Mano Ganeshan says Sajith should be presidential candidate. Attorneys question reasons for delay in Gazette, calling for presidential election. 6 people remanded for attempting to smuggle mobile phones to incarcerated Kanjipane Imran. Manoj fills parliamentary seat of Gajadhira. Shanta Bandara to enter parliament again.
The UNP leader once again held talks with those close to him at Temple Trees yesterday.
The Prime Minister was summoned to appear before the Presidential Commission probing fraud and corruption in the present government regarding the Rajagiriya building leased by the Ministry of Agriculture. However, citing he had to visit Mana, the Prime Minister informed his unavailability to the Commission of Inquiry. Local newspapers reported before heading to Mana, Ranil Wickremesinghe has called his close associates from Kelaniya and Biyagama and held discussions. According to reports, Wickremesinghe had said if he can win the presidential election, he would come forward as candidate, and if he fails, he would leave. The reports note Wickremesinghe has said, as leader of the United National Party, he is duty-bound to secure victory for the party and the UNP-led alliance, and if he cannot achieve it, he has no issue in leaving. Wickremesinghe had further said at this meeting, as a person who held various positions until the age of 70, retiring from politics would not be difficult for him. Today, ex-UNP activists from Kelaniya and Biyagama commented on the remarks made by Ranil Wickremesinghe.
Respected Prime Minister, first I wish to ask, who are the 77 seniors you spoke to? None of those seniors were present at the recent local government elections. We are the seniors. The people you speak of may be those who sit in front of you when you go somewhere. However, they are not seniors who walk from door to door, from village to village to secure votes for the UNP and secure a win for the party. The people who did so are in the villages. You should call them and ask on how things need to be done and they would tell you. Prime Minister, the sentiment at present in the villages is to win the party. Make Sajith Premadasa the presidential candidate and you can have the leadership and post of Prime Minister. We respect you for that. At your meeting in Jaffna, you would have witnessed how 3 young men yelled out, they want Sajith.
Non-cabinet minister Ajit P. Pereira commented on the matter in the following.
What I understand is, he is in favor of allowing a talented and popular person to secure victory at the elections. I may be wrong.
Minister Mano Ganeshan says Minister Sajith Premadasa should contest the presidential election. The Tamil Progressive Alliance, led by Minister Ganeshan, is party to the proposed UNP-led coalition.
We all hope a final decision will be reached without any division. Sajith Premadasa believes if he contests, we can win in an alliance. I am aware a majority of MPs within the UNP are also of the same stance, as they signed the letter in the recent past. Sajith Premadasa must contest as the presidential candidate from the alliance.
ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ඔබතුමාලාගේ තියෙන අනිකුත් පක්ෂත් එක්කත් සාකච්ඡා කරලා තියෙනවද මේ තියෙන ස්ථාවරය ගැන අලුතෙන්?
මේ දැන් ඒක දන්නේ නැහැ මම ඒක ඇත්තටම නිල සාකච්ඡාව හෙට තමයි නියමිතයි.
හෙට දවසේ වෙලාවක් තීරණය වෙලා තියෙනවද එමෙතුමා?
නෑ වෙලාව තීරණය වෙලා නැත්නම් ඒක දැන් සාකච්ඡා කරගෙන සිටින්නේ.
ඔබතුමා සහ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්තයාද නැත්නම් කවුරුද පාර්ශ්ව සහභාගී වෙන්නේ?
නෑ තව අනිකුත් පොඩස්කාර පක්ෂ නායකවරු ඉන්නවා. ගාව පකීම් සහ බදුදීන් සම්පූර්ණ කරනවා කොහොම ඉන්නපායි. එක්සත් ජාතික පෙරමුණ කියනකොට මම විතර නෙවෙයිනේ.
Deputy Leader of the United National Party and Minister Sajith Premadasa spent the day in Kurunegala, where he declared open 3 model villages. During an event, he commented on the presidential election.
මොනම හේතුවකටවත් ජනාධිපතිවරණ වලට බය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ජනාධිපතිවරණ කියන්නේ
I will not fear any presidential election for any given reason. The presidential election is a process where the people are asked who is the most suitable person to take over the future of the country. If we attempt to suppress the mandate of the people by devious means, it is an undemocratic act. I am prepared to go to the people and face this situation. If the people say go ahead and work for the future, I would accept the challenge without any fear. At the same time, if the people say I am not suitable and they reject me, I am ready to step aside. I wish to remind the United National Party and the United National Front, my late father sacrificed his life for this country and the party. Therefore, the United National Party and the United National Front should not assume Sajith Premadasa is just Premadasa's son. I am about to face a serious challenge with the entire country watching. We have rendered services to the public which have touched their hearts. Sajith Premadasa will never hesitate to face the presidential election. We do not need to be tutored about the views and opinions of the people in villages. At this decisive moment, give an opportunity for a new and fresh journey. You have tested all the other teams. You must now brace yourselves for a lively journey ahead.
ඔක්කොම තමුන්නාන්සලා අත්හදා බලලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මං තමුන්නාන්සලාට කියන්න කැමතියි. ජව සම්පන්න ගමනකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න.
The 279th, 280th and 281st model villages constructed in Naramana, Kotavehera and Mahamitava were declared open by Minister Sajith Premadasa today. The villages named Nawangama, Metsirigama and Kauminigama were constructed at a cost of 84.3 million rupees.
Ajit P. Pereira is on the forefront of the majority of those who say Sajith Premadasa should be the presidential candidate of the proposed UNP-led coalition. Speaking to reporters, he stressed that conspiracies planned in air-conditioned rooms cannot reverse this process.
The UNP presidential candidate will not be chosen via conspiracies planned in AC rooms or through deals. Sajith Premadasa will come forward as the UNP presidential election candidate with the blessings of the people and the support of party activists and majority of MPs. Some are making attempts to prevent this from happening. I must stress that no conspiracy can prevent this democratic process. We have the people's power. We have the power of the supporters. We have the power of the parliamentary group. I responsibly state that we have the power of the UNP working committee as well. We must respect the Prime Minister. He protected the party during tough times. However, if we are to secure a victory at the presidential election, it is only Sajith Premadasa who can provide fresh leadership for that. It is what the country believes in. The party supporters, local government members, provincial councillors and MPs all believe the same. We need to give him that opportunity, and I must stress that all parties who have joined with us have agreed to support Sajith Premadasa.
එහෙමනම් අපි එතුමට අවස්ථාව දෙන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේම අපේ සහායක පක්ෂ අප සමග සම්ධානගත වෙලා ඉන්න සියලුම පක්ෂ මේ වෙනකොට සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමාට සහාය දීමට එකඟ වෙලා ඉන්නවයි කියන කාරණය මට බොහොම පැහැදිලිව කියන්න පුළුවන්.
නමුත් පසුගියදා මාධ්‍යයට කතා කරනකොට රාජිතේන අමාත්‍යතුමා කිව්වා පක්ෂ ජාතික පක්ෂ තුලින්ම නෙමෙයි ජාතික පෙරමුණින් කෙනෙකු එන්න පුළුවන් කියලා.
ඒක හිතන්න එපා සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමා තමයි.
I do not give consideration to that. Sajith Premadasa is the one. The unofficial discussions have concluded. Official talks will take place on the matter.
ඒ සාකච්ඡා නොනිල වශයෙන් දැන් පවත්වලත් අවසන්. නිල වශයෙන් හමු වෙලා කතා කරලා ඉවරයක් කරගන්න තියෙනවා.
Venerable Dr. Dambara Milathero commented on the selection of presidential election candidates.
2015 දී අපි කවුරුත් ගත්ත තීන්දුව අබමල් රේණුවකින්වත් වැරදි නෑ.
The decision we reached back in 2015 was not wrong, and it was a correct decision made on behalf of the country. The citizens should not have any doubt about it. We must now think of taking it forward from 2020. The preparations are underway and the people are waiting to see who would be the candidate to take forward the journey of governance. The selection process will be based on the democratic principles. Do not have any doubt about it. We will select a leadership from the presidential election to further secure the objectives of good governance presented in 2015.
ඒවා මස්තක ප්‍රාප්ත කර ගැනීම සඳහා අවශ්‍ය කරන ඒ නායකත්වය අපේ ඉදිරි ජනාධිපතිවරණයෙන් පත් කර ගන්නවා.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and Ministers Ravi Karunanayake and Patli Champika Ranawaka handed over houses to low-income earners at the Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium.
Housing units from 3 complexes named Mihijaya Sevana, Helamuthu Sevana and Rammuthu Sevana, constructed in Henamulla, were presented to low-income earners today. The 3 complexes comprise of a total of 3,300 housing units and was constructed at a cost of 15.92 billion rupees under the UDA's Urban Revival project.
අපිට ඉස්සෙල්ලා ආණ්ඩුව මොකද්ද?
The previous government, under the guise of developing Colombo, created lanes at Racecourse Road for the elite in Colombo. We launched our project with the construction of 20,000 houses. I wish to state there would be no issue in increasing that number to 30,000 houses in the next 5 years. This was not done by a dictatorial government. This was done by a government which did not have a majority in parliament. This was not done by a government which introduced the white man culture, but by a government which came under criticism every day. We established democracy and we created houses as well. Our government will go down in history as the only government without a majority. I wish to state a lot of work was done in fact by this government. If we can do much without having a majority, with a strong government, with a majority, we can develop this country and eradicate poverty as well. People who want dictatorial power to develop the country are those who cannot do anything.
මේ ඒකාධිපති බලතල දෙන්න මම රට දියුණු කරන්නම් කියන අය වැඩේ කරන්න බැරි අය.
අද ඔබතුමාලට ජනාධිපති
Today, you can reprimand the president, prime minister, ministers and MPs as you please. If you did so back then, your final ride would be in a white van. Yet the prime minister, the development for Colombo is not enough.
ගමට කැකිරි තමයි තිබ්බේ. නමුත් මන් නම් කියන්නේ කොළඹට තමයි අද කැකිරි ගමට තමයි කිරි ලැබිලා තිබෙන්නේ. මේක වැඩි කල් යන්න ඉස්සල්ලා.
But today, it's the other way around. We must elect our own president, create our government for development with you in 2019 and 2020. If there is no discipline in the country and in the party, how can there be development in the country? We have handed over the future to you, the Prime Minister. You must make the correct decision and we must all band together, casting aside all differences. We must all join hands. Those who cannot do so view it as a journey which cannot be undertaken together. I wish to state, by joining hands, it is the people who would emerge victorious and not the political parties.
අහිංසක ජනතාව මිසක් පක්ෂ නෙමෙයි කියන එක මම මතක් කරන්න කැමතියි.
අද අපේ අමාත්‍යාංශයෙන්
The ministry has filled 700 acres of sea area for the construction of the port city, which should generate 80,000 jobs. If your children pass the ordinary level and advanced level exams, all those jobs in the port city will be open to them. Come 2024, we will make Colombo the only city in South Asia with no slums.
අපි කොළඹ නගරය පත් කරනවායි කියන එක අපි ඔබ තමුන්නාන්සලට කියනවා.
Former Provincial Councillor Manoj Sirisena was named to fill the parliamentary seat left vacant following the demise of UPFA Madura District MP Chandrasiri Gajadera.
The National Elections Commission made the announcement by an extraordinary gazette. Accordingly, Manoj Sirisena serves as a member of Parliament with effect from yesterday. UPFA General Secretary Mahinda Amaravira said the name of Shantha Bandara was nominated again to the national list slot, left vacant following his resignation. His name would be announced by gazette in the future.
The National Alliance for Lawyers Association questioned as to why there is a delay in calling for the presidential election. The chairman of the National Elections Commission must bear in mind he is not a politician. He cannot make a statement and then give excuses. There is a law in the country. This is the Presidential Elections Act number 15 of 1981. This act sets out specific dates and timelines. There are specific provisions with regard to the selection process of a president. The NEC chairman is very talented in narrating stories. However, the general public have no use of such stories. The National Elections Commission will only be empowered to do anything after the gazette is issued calling for the presidential election. If the National Elections Commission is to be empowered to assign police officers and deploy state employees to different locations, the gazette calling for the presidential election must be issued under this act. Now, to save himself from the media, the chairman of the National Elections Commission says the various stories. Therefore, I would like to state the people do not expect you to continue narrating such stories. Prove to the general public you will put your words into action.
කතන්දර ආතා කෙනෙක් විදියට තවදුරටත් ඔබතුමා මේ රටේ ජනතාව බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ රටේ ජනතාවට පෙන්වන්න ඔබතුමා වැඩ කරන නිලධාරියෙක් කියලා.
The SLFP does not agree with the symbol of the SLPP, and the SLPP does not seem to be willing to give up their symbol. Therefore, many question who would the SLFP support at the presidential election.
ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයේ ලාංඡනය ගැන ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම කියන්නේ එකතු වීමට ගැටලුවක්
මූලික සිද්ධාන්ත සපක්ෂ දෙකක් එක්කාසු වෙනකොට තියෙන.
They agree with the fundamental principles in coming together. I believe the issue over the symbol is raised based on the need of another. I believe this is an attempt to move towards something which would never happen. This is not an argumentative matter. The flower bud is now a brand in the country. Therefore, some may have desires to destroy that.
බ්‍රෑන්ඩ් එකක් වෙලානේ තියෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා එය කඩා බිඳ දමන්න උත්සාහ කරන්නේ සමහරක් විට යටිහිතේ උන්ට වෙන කොන්ත්‍රාත්තුවක් ඇති.
කොහොට්ටු වෙනස් කරන්න කියන ඉල්ලීම සාධාරණයි කියලා ඔබතුමා හිතනවද?
නෑ කිසිම සාධාරණකමක් නැහැ බොහොම සරල.
No, there is no justification for it. A simple example is all of these parties contested under their own symbols for the Homagama Meetiyavatta electorate in Kelaniya, which is my electorate. The result, a majority of the residents of Homagama voted for the flower bud, 81,000 votes. It shows the confidence the people have in the SLPP. So when our total lot of 100,000 votes includes 81,000 votes from the flower bud symbol, as their public representative, can I agree to that? I can't. This cannot be justified.
Mahinda Rajapaksa and family spent their evening today at the Kundagala historic Rajamaha Viharaya.
A statue of Lord Buddha constructed at the temple and funded by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa was unveiled today. Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Yoshita Rajapaksa placed the relics in the Buddha statue.
අපේ යුතුයකම සමාජ පන්සල ආරක්ෂා කරගෙන සංඝයා වහන්සේලා ආරක්ෂා කරගෙන
It is our duty to protect the temple and Mahasangha and to ensure the country moves in the correct path. It is also our responsibility to ensure all communities, be it Sinhala, Tamil, Muslim, Burgher and Malay, have the right to live in this country without any fear. We must fulfill that responsibility. I believe the time has come for the people to decide.
මේ සමාජය දැන් තීන්දුව කළ යුතු කාලය ඇවිල්ලා කියලා විශ්වාස කරනවා.
Buddhist devotees the world over mark Binara Full Moon Poya Day today.
The Binara Poya Day holds special significance for Buddhists across the globe for numerous reasons, including the beginning of the Bhikkhuni Sasana. It was on Binara Full Moon Poya Day that Mahaprajapati Gotami, with 500 wives of princes, requested the Blessed One for the third time be allowed to enter the order. Following an intervention of Ananda Thera, Lord Buddha gave permission to Mahaprajapati Gotami on condition that she would accept the 8 great conditions. This period is also of significance because the monks rendered a great service to the Sasana, language and literature without leaving their abodes. According to the chronicles, the Saddharma Ratnavaliya, Pujavaliya, Saddharma Alankarya and many other books were penned during the month of Binara. Devotees across the island engaged in religious observances today to mark Binara Full Moon Poya Day. A Buddha statue constructed at the A.F. Jones premises was unveiled at the auspicious time of 10:20 this morning. Senior officials of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited and staff members were present for the event. The first Sambuddha Puja for the Buddha statue was also performed today. A Sri Sambuddha Puja took place this afternoon at the Shakya Malakya located opposite the head office premises of the Capital Maharaja Organization Limited. This year, the deed was supported by Eslon Lanka Private Limited, a subsidiary of the Capital Maharaja Organization.
The Mahanayaka of the Askiri chapter, Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratna Thero, in a letter to the acting RGP, requested for a proper investigation on the incident where 2 novice monks were slaughtered in Hurupatana.
Mahanayaka of the Askiri chapter, Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratna Thero, requested the police chief to take measures to ensure such incidents do not take place in the future. The Mahanayaka pointed out the incident in question had caused discomfort to the Bhikkhu community and the entire Buddhist community. Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratna Thero went on to note, if there are issues relating to novice monks, it is the duty and responsibility of the bhikkhus to direct them on the correct path, and it is not a duty of the layman. He added it is the duty and responsibility of any layman to inform a senior monk of any wrong committed by a monk. Most Venerable Varakagoda Sri Gnanaratna Thero added, thereafter, the chief incumbents and the Sangha Sabha would take appropriate disciplinary action.
Former Chief Justice Keshri Pawan had testified at the Presidential Commission that he opposed the agreements reached to lease the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, which was owned by the Mahapola Scholarship Trust Fund.
Former Chief Justice Keshri Pawan provided evidence at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry from 3 p.m. to 8:30 yesterday regarding an investigation taking place on alleged malpractices at the Mahapola Scholarship Trust Fund. The Chief Justice becomes the chairperson of the Mahapola Scholarship Trust Fund via his official capacity. According to a complaint made to the Presidential Commission by ex-Minister Dr. Vijayadasa Rajapaksa, the Mahapola Scholarship Trust Fund lost due benefits by handing over SLIT in 2015 to a company called Mahapola Guarantee. The former Chief Justice had further noted the lease agreements were not legitimate agreements. The former Chief Justice had however added Dr. Wickramaveera Surya, who in the Board of Trustees back then, had said they had the power to sign the agreements as they are appointed by the Minister. In his testimony, the former Chief Justice said Dr. Saratha Munugama and Gamini Jayavikrama Pereira, who were members of the Mahapola Scholarship Trust Fund, as ministers showed no interest regarding the lease agreements. A school student was run over on the pedestrian crossing in Norwood, Hatton.
Immediately after the accident, the passer-by rushes to the aid of the falling student and moves him to the side of the road. Thereafter, an ambulance transporting a patient from the Bagawantalava Regional Hospital to the Dikkoya Hospital stopped at the site. This is the manner a three-wheeler passed the location without showing any remorse towards what had happened. The ambulance from the Bagawantalava Regional Hospital to the Dikkoya Hospital moved up and down the road and then left the site. Later, military personnel arrived to minimize traffic congestion. Thereafter, the Norwood police arrived on site. Locals said even after 20 minutes since the accident, no attempt was made to take the injured boy to hospital. 20 minutes after, eventually the boy was taken to the Dikkoya Hospital. Hospital sources said the school student suffered injuries to the head and a medical examination is taking place on internal bleeding in the boy's head. The driver of the lorry was arrested and the lorry was detained by the Norwood police.
6 people arrested for attempting to smuggle 2 mobile phones and 2 chargers to incarcerated underworld leader Kanjipane Imran were remanded until the 25th of September.
The suspects were produced before the Galle Chief Magistrate Harshana Kakunawala and they were thus remanded. Yesterday, relatives were awarded the opportunity to visit inmates at the Bussa prison to mark Prisoners' Day. When inspecting a food parcel bought for Kanjipane Imran, authorities detected 2 mobile phones and 2 chargers which were concealed in a manner to go undetected during a search. The arrested were Kanjipane Imran's father, brother and relatives of Kanjipane Imran's wife. Kanjipane Imran is serving 6 years rigorous imprisonment on charges of narcotic possession and 19 cases are being heard against him at the Housedorf court.
The Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau is planning on launching a program to revive Sri Lanka's tourism sector, targeting visitors from 12 separate countries.
According to a report, a sum of 1.3 billion rupees was allocated for the tourism promotion program.
We have made a decision to invest over 1.3 billion rupees in 12 countries in order to promote the industry in Sri Lanka. The aim is to try and recover from the setback we had in April. So in 12 countries, we will be carrying out different campaigns using different mediums. The countries include China, India, Australia, UK, Germany, Japan, Italy, so up to 12 countries, and these are the countries from where we get the largest number of tourists. So in certain countries we will be doing TV advertising, in certain countries radio, in certain countries tram car advertising, then subway advertising, newspaper advertising, things like that. It all depends on what each country basically known for, exposing the customers.
On the same front, the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority has taken measures to train tourist guides and then allocate them to the field. Reports suggest there are only 20,000 qualified tourist guides in Sri Lanka. Reports also add that there are more than 10,000 unqualified tourist guides in the country, and steps are taken to train them to provide a better service to the sector.
The Criminal Investigations Department is yet to conclude investigations into 6 separate incidents, including the assassination of Lasantha Wickrematunge. The Attorney General's Department said several weeks ago that the AG instructed the acting IGP to conclude the investigations into the 5 incidents without delay.
On the 18th of August, acting IGP C.D. Wickremaratne ordered the CID to provide him with reports regarding 6 major incidents, including the assassination of senior journalist Lasantha Wickrematunge. This was done in response to a letter sent by the Attorney General on the 15th of this month regarding 5 major investigations being carried out by the CID. The Attorney General had inquired regarding the following incidents: the assassination of Lasantha Wickrematunge, the murder of Wasim Tajuddin, the abduction of Keith Noya, killing of 17 relief workers in Muttur, abduction and forced disappearance of 11 youth. The AG instructed the acting IGP to conclude the investigations into the 5 incidents without delay and submit the investigation files to the Attorney General's Department.
The inaugural motor rally organised in line with the Sivagurunathan Memorial Trophy cricket tournament between Anand Colombo and Hindu College Jaffna commenced this morning. Sisa TV, Sirius FM, Shakti TV and Shakti FM are the media sponsors of the event.
The Siva Gurunathan Memorial Trophy tourney is organised by the Ananda College All Boys Association with the objective of further strengthening the bond between the North and the South. The first ever tournament of this nature took place back in 2011 and 2019 would be the 8th edition of the event. The Uttaratanaga Motor Rally, organised for the first time in Sri Lanka, was flagged off by Ananda College Principal S.M. Kirthiratne. The motor tally reached Hindu College, Jaffna this evening after passing Kurunegala and Anuradhapura. In addition to the cricket encounter, an English debate contest, a basketball match and chess tournament will also be worked off. The cricket encounter will commence at 8 tomorrow morning at the Jaffna St. John's College grounds. Late in the evening, a cricket match featuring former cricketers will take place.
Australia were 179 runs for the loss of 7 wickets a short while ago.
And that's a wrap of Primetime News on TV1 for tonight. To follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.ok. I'm Charlene Benedict for the News First team.
And I'm Bandin Jai Singha. Good night. Take care.